Now today our agenda is CCSP overview, preparation strategy, and what study resources we have to follow, exam taking tips and technique. Now first all about CCSP. So if you remember when you started, I say we have a two approach to achieve any certification. We have hard work and a smart work. So if you want to achieve any certification, we have to focus and you have to adopt smart work approach. Smart work approach. I have a more than 20 years experience in the InfosecTrain and cybersecurity industry. If you're not speaking, please mute. Okay. And I have done approx all certification. I am a CISSP, CCSP, CSAM, CRISC, CDPAC, CISA, CCSK, CCAK, OSCP, and all technical, you can say CCNA, CCNP. Through this journey, I actually experience certification is not difficult. We have to just little bit change our mindset. Now, in today's session, definitely I am going to give some hidden secret which you can follow and easily you can achieve this certification. Now, first we have a CCSP, Certified Cloud Security Professional. Now, if you want to achieve this certification, first we need to understand the intent of this certification. First, you need to understand, then you have to understand the context of CCSP. Then you have to understand the concept of CCSP. That means if you want to achieve any gold standard certificate, you have to follow CQ method. Now, what is CQ method all about? CQ method. CQ method means first you have to understand what is the content, what is the content about CCSP. Then you have to understand what is the context, and then you have to understand what is concept. The three methods you have to follow if you want to do this. Now, another method to achieve any gold standard certification, maybe if you see CCSP, you have to follow fast method. Now, fast means what? What is fast means? Fast means first you have to forget your organizational practices. You have to forget your organizational practices. Now, what is organizational practices? That means what we are doing in our organization day to day. First, you have to forget, because as you know that in your organizational practice is something different. In your because you are working in manufacturing sector, maybe you are working in financial sector, maybe you are working in educational institute, maybe you are working in retail or e-commerce sector, maybe you are working in research or development, or you can say media and entertainment sector. Now organizational practices is different, and this certification is vendor neutral certificate. It's not made for your organization, it's made for all organization, right? So if you are going to apply what you are doing in your organization, that means you will do mistake, and it's quite challenging for you to pass this certification. So you have to forget first, then you have to attention. Now attention means, for example, you are thinking you have to complete this certification within 3 months, right? So 3 months you have to give attention. It's not mean you are busy in social media during your preparation. You are reading one paragraph and 10 to 15 minutes you are busy in social media. It will not help. Dedicatedly you have to give 3 months if you want to give every day 1 and 2 hours. So attention is required, right? Now S for simple. Keep it simple. This is a not difficult exam, because maybe you are reading different blogs in social media. Maybe your friend has clear and your friend uh, you know share their experience. Say we took 6 months, he was going through 6 or 7 times CBK, whole nights he was reading. So that is difficult? No. Maybe his and her approach was wrong. So here you have to play and you have to do a smart work. So keep it simple. What question is saying, you have to reply. Because CCSP, you can say 60% is English exam. English exam is not mean you are going to refer a dictionary like Sasi Tharu dictionary. No, it's not required. It's a very simple English but very tricky crafted. If you understand the questions, you are able to respond in right way. So keep it simple. What question is saying, you have to adhere with and respond. Now, next we have a T. T means teach. Maybe you are already working in cloud platform. Maybe already you are leading your team, cloud, you can say in the engineers, or maybe you are leading you can say operation and governance team, right? You trying to apply all these practices in your day-to-day life, or when you'll get time you can explain to your subordinate or your juniors. That means teaching is the most important. The first method you have to follow. Now, next we have about you can say CCSP. What is CCSP all about? Why this certification is important? Why this certification is important? Because in current scenario, if you see your organization also uh, planning, or maybe already they have migrated their security operation or many application or many infrastructure on cloud, right? So because of, you can say, primary reason is the cost, because cost is less, right? For example, you are working in one startup and you are trying to you know uh, trying to host some application for your day-to-day business. Now you have one option. You can go traditional method. You can build a server, right, in your premises, and after that you can host your application. This is one method. So building a server, hosting the application, you required resources, you required hardware, you required all, you can say, CPU, you required RAM, you required resources, you can say. That means cost is a matter, you need a people to manage, right? This is one option. The cost is high. Another option, you can just go and select you know uh, PaaS services, platform as a service, and you can host your application and start actually providing your services, your website, blah 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 thing, right? This is another option. Definitely cost is less, right? So all organization nowadays trying to migrate their operation, maybe 60 to 70%, because cloud also provide very good DR, you can say, option, right? So they are actually migrating. Def, different another part, because cloud will give flexibility and scalability, that if you want to increase your resources, or you want to increase your RAM or CPU, because the festive season the workload is high, you can just few clicks you can do this. Now if you are using traditional, you are not able to do. So that CCSP, or you can say cloud security professional requirement, is more nowadays. So compared to CISSP, CCSP is a booming within 1 and 2 years, because all organization need a professional. Now another part, why this certification is important, why this certification is need for info security or cyber security professional. This is one reason, because all organization is shifting their environment, their operation, their resources, their you can say application, they are migrating. Another part, we need to understand, because if you see, if your organization is choosing AWS platform, you can easily uh, you know learn a skill according to platform, maybe Azure, maybe GC, maybe AWS. But CCSP and those certification completely different. Now I'm giving just context. For example, you are okay. So for example, you know as you know that C- CCSP is all about cloud security. So if you see, we have a cloud computing, cloud and computing. So what is cloud all about? Cloud is a nothing, is a internet. Cloud is a nothing, is a internet. That means we are going to use, or you are going to access anything through internet. Okay. So what we are going to access? Maybe my organization and our organization going to migrate some application on AWS, right? Maybe my organization or your organization going to migrate some application on Azure. Maybe they are going to migrate some application or GC. Now, how you are going to access? Maybe you can say organization 1, organization 2, and organization 3. They are going to access all those resources through internet. Now, many of you already have a experience and have a certification like AWS cloud, you can say AWS security specialist, AWS security architect, maybe Azure fundamental, AJ 500, right? AJ 900 types of certification. So what actually we are learning through those certification? We are learning only related to these platforms, how you are going to migrate, how you are going to configure. That means our knowledge related to only these platform services. But as a cloud professional and as a cloud security advisor, our role is not only to understand these platform function, but more about how we are going to select services, how we are going to select services. So in our organization, or generally you can say InfoSecurity and Cybersecurity, there are two types of role team. There are two types of role. The first, professional, and second, implementer. Now, first we need to understand what is the difference between both, right? Because if you see, CCSP itself is saying certified cloud security professional. That means professional understand the risk, understand the requirement, understand, you can say, all about data center, understand the law and regulation, and according to this they are going to prepare solution. Okay, according to this they are going to prepare solution. Now solution about nothing, you can say these platform. What is our requirement? Okay, our requirement to, you can say, SaaS based services. For example, your organization is operating in China, and AWS, Azure, and GC is very good platform. But can you use? No. You have to use Alibaba, right? Maybe Alibaba have a different security issue, but you have to use because this is a regulatory requirement, right? So as a cloud security professional, you have to know all these things. What is the risk? What is the requirement? According to requirement, according to your risk, because all about we have to reduce risk and acceptable level so that we can support a business, right? So according to this we are going to select services. Maybe you are going to select infrastructure as a service, maybe software as a service, and maybe platform as a service. And after that your SME role will start. Generally, if you see any organization, if you are working in any organization, with start with vision. To fulfill the vision, organization create mission. To fulfill the mission, organization create strategy. To fulfill the strategy, organization create tactical plan. And to fulfill the tactical plan, organization create your operational plan. Now, as a cloud, as a CCSP, our role to create a strategy. That means cloud security professional role will start to create a strategy, create a tactical plan. That means he will understand a strategy, he will understand the mission and vision of organization. According to this, he will understand the risk, understand the law and regulation, understand the requirement, and also develop a control which reduce the risk within a risk appetite so business can run. And after developing control, now control maybe they are going to consider, you can say, they are going to consider infrastructure as services or PaaS services or SaaS services according to these requirement, risk, law, regulation, and what is requirement. And all these things he is going to provide to operation team, where your AWS engineer, your Azure engineer, and your GC engineer will work. That means your operation team. Now, if you go and ask question to your operation team who is working in many years in, you can say, Azure or AWS, they will never think about these things. If you go and if you reach you can ask question, they will actually explain about VPC, they will explain about how they are going to create instances, they are explain about all security groups, they are going to explain about how they are going to manage your identity and access management, each and everything. So your role is to develop, understand the strategy, understand the mission and vision. On base of that, you have to develop tactical plan. Your tactical plan, your solution will align with mission, vision, and strategy, and definitely it will add value to the business. And this is role as a your cloud security professional. That means you have to change your mindset. Is not a technical, you have to think like cloud security advisor. How you are going to do this? No, the CCSP is a not technical exam team. No need to understand technical how your AWS work, how Azure work, how BPC work. No, how you are going to manage your cloud governance, how you are going to manage your cloud operation, how you are going to protect data on cloud, how you are going to understand how you are going to build a data center. Because CCSP role have a two perspective team. The first perspective, you can say, your customer centric, and second, your provider centric. Maybe you are a CCSP certification holder and you are working in AWS or Azure. So you have to understand how you are going to build a data center. If you are going to build a data center, what element you have to consider. Okay, how rack will going to establish, right? How rack is going to implement. If you are going to implement a rack, how you are going to ensure your physical security, how you are going to ensure your ventilation, how you are going to ensure, what type of a standard you are going to follow, right? All these things you have to know. According to uh, your recommendation, organization will build a data center. But you are working as a customer, you can say as a consumer, you are going to consume these platform services. What best practices, how you are going to understand the risk, how you are going to reduce the risk, what services we need to choose, right? If your requirement is SaaS services, and if you don't know, you are actually choosing infrastructure as a service, that means as services, that means you are paying a more, you are increasing your attack surface, right? So as a cloud security provider, you have to understand, and same mindset you have to apply in your exam. Same mindset you have to apply in your exam. This is all about your CCSP. So if you understand the meaning of CCSP, that means your 50% work has done. Okay, 50% work has done. That means you have to think like cloud advisor, cloud security advisor. That's it. Okay, now what is CCSP all about? CCSP, definitely after achieving CCSP, it will ensure your cloud, your required skill set, your ability about how you are going to design any, you can say, infrastructure in cloud, how you are going to implement, how you are going to operate, how you are going to control. That means how you are going to protect and how you are going to maintain compliance through regulatory frameworks. So holistic overview about all these things. Okay, now definitely CCSP also give a chance and give a chair you to showcase your knowledge. Showcase your knowledge. My advice is, if you are planning to go CCSP, basic, one platform knowledge is required. Maybe you can go, fundamental, AWS fundamental, which actually help you to understand the terms, because more than 40 to 50% terms as a management level used in CCSP. Okay, and if you have a CCSK type of certification and material, it also actually help you. Okay, CCSP is a vendor neutral certification. That means it's not vendor specific. So if you have a AWS, Azure, GC types of knowledge, all technical stuff, it will not help here. Not help here. But basic understanding is required. Now, CCSP is having 6 domain, and comprehensive knowledge is required. Now, if I am saying comprehensive knowledge means, as you know that in your, if your organization want to migrate some operation on cloud, right? So some operation means what you are going to select, what you are going to, what is your requirement? Is it your requirement is infrastructure as a service? Is it your requirement is platform as a service, right? Or software as a service? Or you are going to, take public or private and hybrid or community model, deployment model? What model is required? So each and every, all these things, right? We are going to understand through domain one, cloud concept, architecture and design. Its coverage is 17%, right? And this is the first step, you can say. For example, in your organization, and maybe you are working in any ABCD limited, right? And you want to migrate your website, right? Your organization website. So what is your requirement? Okay, let's, we can go platform as a service. This is your requirement. Let's, we can take public development model. So all these things we are going to learn here. Definitely, it will also actually help to understand how flexible it is, how you are going to reduce the cost, and how you are going to ensure the control, and definitely responsibility, right? What is your responsibility as a consumer, and what is provider responsibility? Everything we are going to learn and understand in domain one. Domain two, definitely you are going to, when you start using cloud, and maybe you are using, already you have migrated two, or maybe you can say 2 or 10 or 20 application on cloud. So how you are going to protect your data? That means end to end your data life cycle is highly testable, highly testable. So everything you are going to learn, how you are going to protect, how you are going to DLP and DRM you are going to use, how you are going to monitor, how you are going to encrypt, which encryption standard is most important, how you are going to sanitize, each and everything you are going to learn in domain 2. Okay, domain 3, definitely all about infrastructure. Like you have your application, you have your data, how you are going to protect, how you are going to configure firewall, how you are going to configure your IDS IPS, how you are going to ensure your physical security, data center, security. All these things you are going to learn in domain 3. Domain 4, all about your cloud application, right? Maybe you are going to develop something, or maybe already you have migrated some application. So how you are going to and you have developers, right? They are actually releasing every month some codes. So all these best practices, how you are going to use in cloud, right? How you are going to maintain your API security as well. Then your cloud operation, how you are going to monitor, how you are going to, if any incident happen, how you are going to manage, how you are going to follow your disaster recovery, how you are going to follow your change management, configuration management, patch management, each and everything we are going to do in cloud operation. This is the toughest domain in CCSP. Then last, your legal risk and compliance, right? If you are handling, EU citizen data, so where you are going to host your data, right? Where which region you are going to select your data center, all these things we are going to understand in domain 6. Now if you understand, many topics, more than 100 topics is 100% testable in exam tip, right? Now I'm talking about a smart work. If you know that you will get question from SAML, right? If you know that you will get question for single sign-on, if you know that how you are going to ensure container security, if you know that you are going to get question as pass and SAS 100%, 4 to 5 question. If you know that they are going to ask API security questions like what is REST, what is SOAP, DR testing your, right, your tabletop exercise, your threat modeling like pasta and stride, right? If you know that they are going to ask how you are going to do, you know you can say like your uptime extender for data center, right? Tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, what extender you are going to manage. If you know, you will get question about cryptography, DLP, DRM. If you know, you are going to question about CASB, SOC 2, SOC 1, SOC 3 report. You have to know TPM and HSM, all these topics 100% in exam. So if you know what topic 100% in exam, and if you are focusing more, your time will reduce. And you know that this is a fix. It's a not, sorry, this is not a cat based exam. That means you will get fixed question. So if you focus all these topics, you can easily clear this exam, because 100% these topics are testable in exam. Okay, your data life cycle, 100% 3 to 4 question you will get. Your GDPR, FedRAC, right? DevSecOps, 100%, SaaS, DAST, all these testing, your black box testing, white block testing, 100% testable in exam. So if you'll get all these topics and if you'll focus more, you can easily clear. So this is all about, you can say, smart work. These topics are hot topic, 100% you will get in exam. Okay, so definitely it's a fixed percentage. Is not like CISSP. If you are weak in one domain, they will ask more question. No, here you will get fixed question, right? Multiple choice question you will get. You will get some drag on drop question as well, like match the following. You can say approx 4 and 5 question you will get if you have a very bad luck. Okay, mainly they will ask like incident management phases. Maybe they will ask your scenario based data lifecycle phases. Maybe they will ask some question about your DR testing phases. These types of question they can ask in the, dragon through drag and drop. Okay, now you will get 150 questions and you will get 4 hours. Now time is a not you can say concern. You have to focus, and the focus how you are going to target, because it's not CISSP where you have a cat based exam, right? Here you will get fixed, but one thing remember, you cannot review. That means no review, no flags. Your response is a final response. That means first question if you reply, after that if you want to review this question you cannot do. So your response is final response. Now how you are going to target? because you are going to get 150 questions. So you have to segregate. Initially, 40 question. You can target approx 70 minutes. This is a time management I am saying. 70 minutes you can target. Then next, you can say your 60 question. You can target approx 80 minutes. And rest you can say your 50 question you target 90 minutes. Why I'm saying this? Because after 100 you will get more difficult question where you need to focus more, and definitely you are not habitual to sit 4 hours. So this is also difficult part. So my advice is, if you want to go for this exam, you have to start actually giving time to sit long, right, which actually help you during exam to focus more. Because after 100 the 50 question is a horrible type, you can say it's very difficult. So that time you need some time to read, because reading a skill and understanding a skill is a core of any certification, mainly CCSP and CSSP. If you understand the question, it's very easy for you to do this. Now, definitely no penalty for guessing, but you cannot review, right? So when you are going to give, when you are responding, when you are selecting the answer, always think and always focus as a cloud advisor. You are a CISO and you are advising cloud team, or you can say like you are a cloud consultant, and someone asking question and you are going to give recommendation. Every question you have to think and you have to respond. Please avoid to select technical answer, because this exam is completely management level exam. You will not get, I am saying, 1% technical question, but technical, you can say, response you will get. So always think, you are on Zoom call, or you can say you are on team call, and someone asking question and you are actually advising him as a management level. That's it. Then this exam will test your concept, a standard and best practices. Now a standard means, right, when you are going to select any services, right, maybe you are going for infrastructure as a service, or you can say you are going to take services from AWS. What we need to check, definitely you are going to understand SOC report, SOC 2 report, or ISO 27000 report. You are going to, right? If you don't know, you are not able to understand, right? So you are going to check, okay, where we need to host your website, which data center, US region? No, this is regulatory problem. We need APAC region. So if you don't know, you are not able to understand. So CCSP actually help you to understand before going to select your cloud services. Okay, if you're going for contract, how you are going to understand my responsibility and provider responsibility, how you are going to review contract, how you are going to ensure SLA, right, how you are going to store your data, how you are going to maintain your cloud governance, each and everything you are going to learn here. So concept is the most important. No need to memorize anything. If you trying to memorize, you are not able to make it. So trying to understand. Then exam is not designed for your organization. If you remember when I started, please avoid to use your organizational practices. No, please don't use. If you will use, definitely you will get difficulty to clear this exam. Because for example, incident management, maybe incident management plan for your organization is different. You are working in manufacturing, is it completely different? See, phases is same, but approach is different. And if you apply, definitely you will get difficulty. Maybe you are working in finance industry, banking sector, your operation, security operation is a completely different, right? And this is a vendor neutral. That means this certification is a holistic and comprehensive, you can say, for all organization. Okay, so please don't apply your organizational practices. Then exam is not designed for your organization, already done. Think like cloud advisor. already highlighted. No need to think like SME or engineer. Think like cloud advisor, how you are going to select your services. Before selecting, how you are going to do risk assessment, right? Your responsibility to reduce the risk and acceptable level. Your approach should be PPT. It's not PowerPoint presentation. It's the people, process, and technology. That means how you are going to fix your issue with help of people. After that, process. That means we need to do some improvement in process. We are able to reduce the risk within a risk appetite. Yes, then you have to focus process. And after that, technology. Directly, no need to jump technology. And when you are selecting technology, cost benefit analysis is the most important. Okay, then good understanding the concept. See, if you want to, and if you want to go this CCSP exam, minimum 2.5K question is the most important. You have to do. If you are reading your CVK 4th edition 6 or 7 times, it will not help you if you will not practice question. If you will not practice question, the question is the most important. Through question, you have to clear your concept. That means your C3 method. Now, context you understand, right? Content you understand, then you have to clear your concept and then you have to do questions. Okay, then using common sense. Sometimes you have to common sense. Some question you will get which you have to use your common sense to select the right answer, because common sense is not common for all people, as you know that. So common sense also required. Now, just highlighting here how you are going to read actually. You know, you know that CCSP CBK 4th edition is the most important book you have to follow. When you are reading this book, please follow your active reading. Now, what is active reading all about? That means when you are reading, you're trying to use color pen, right, or highlighter, and highlight what is important and convert all those important things in notes, because your notes is diamond mine for you. Maybe if you search in Google or social media, you will get different types of notes related to CCSP. Is it help? Yes, help, but not compared to your notes, your own notes. When you preparing notes, that means you are doing active reading, because there are two types of reading thing: active and passive. See, passive reading will work when you are going to read a novel, story, everything, right? Just you are reading. But here, a story is something different. You are going to read technical book. A technical book is a boring book. So if you're reading passive reading, you will read whole book 10 times, but you will not understand anything. So you have to follow active reading. That means you are reading, read whole, you can say one page, trying to understand. If you required, you can write short note about this. What is all about? For example, GDPR you are reading. Main points you have to write. Okay. Any breach happen, what is the, you can say, you know duration you have to do this 48 hours, right? What is the, you can say, supervisory authority? All these things you have to make as your notes. Before 1 week, this note is diamond mine. You have to just refer these notes 1 week before and go for exam. Okay, now some do's and don'ts you have to follow team during this session. Already I highlighted some hot topic, but definitely we have a different more hot topic. You can you can if you can easily focus and you can do this. Okay, now what you need to do: first, understand the concept is the most important. Then you have to focus on process improvement, how and how you are going to, your solution will helping your organization to improve your cloud process, and how you are going to reduce risk in your environment. This is the most important. If you'll get any question, first think about risk, how you are going to reduce the risk. And with
cost effective. Okay, this process is the most important. Take it easy. This is not difficult exam. During exam, please don't take a stress. Think like cloud advisor each and every question. And you can use carpenter method. Now, what is carpenter method? Carpenter method means you have to choose wrong answer. Please don't go for right. You can choose. Okay, why A is wrong? Why B is wrong? Why D is wrong? Now, if you are able to choose A, B, and D is wrong, definitely C is the right answer. So always trying to response like this. Why option A, B, and D is wrong? So always choose wrong answer, not right answer. Okay. Then visualization. So 2 weeks before, when everything is finished, you have completed approx 2K question and 2.5K question. You have to visualize. That means you have to close your eye and trying to is just uh, repeat in your mind what is us, why us, where you can uh, you are going to select us, what condition you are going to select infrastructure as a service, what is your responsibility, what is cloud provider responsibility, okay, how you are going to secure a data, how you are going to encrypt a data, how you are going to you know uh, you are going to destroy your data, right? What is portability, how you are going to, if incident happen, how you are going to respond. So all these things you have to visualize. Visualization will help you and give confidence to you to clear this exam. Okay, and definitely uh, rules and regulation is the most important. Now what don't do is the most important, because I have seen uh, you know professional start following too many advice. No, you have to have only one mentor. Don't take 3 and 4 mentor, because everybody have their own perspective. They will guide you and you will confuse, and maybe you, because you know that if you are actually, if you want to travel somewhere and your four friend is saying no, no, you can go with this highway, another will another will say no, no, you can go in that highway, no, no, another will say go by air, then one friend is saying no, no, go by waterway. So this is a problem. So you can select one mentor and just follow his and her advice. Don't refer multiple resources. See, we have a very simple resource for CCSP. CCSP CBK 4th edition, you know, CCSP your CBK practice question 3rd edition, and your own notes. If required, you can take any test engine, or maybe you are going for some training institute, they are actually providing question, practice question is enough. When you are going to do any question, trying to understand. Understanding is the most important. Read question minimum 2 times. If you will understand the question, you can definitely respond right way. No one actually stop you. So understanding is the most important. Then don't refer multiple resources. Don't panic during and during exam or before exam. Oh, I'm going for exam, I'm going for exam. you know exam exam phobia, please don't do this. Just this is exam, just go. I am a cloud advisor and I am going to rock it, and definitely you are going to rock it. Just calm, because time is not a big issue. You have a 4 hours and 150 questions, enough time. If you are following all these things, you are going to respond all question within 3 hours. I'm saying to you, within 3 hours. It's not difficult. Another part, don't think about dumps. Please remove from your mind. Dumps is not there. If you are practicing 20K questions also, you will not get single question in exam. Question for just clearing your concept, question for just actually enhancing your reading skill, question for just actually enhancing your patience level, right? Sometimes what happens, 4 hours is very difficult for you to focus, very difficult for you to read. So all these things actually help you to enhance your actually a skill set. Last but not least, don't practice same question multiple times. What happened? I have seen many professionals start actually practicing same question 4 and 5 times. Just you can say trying to memorize. Please don't do this, because in exam it look like you are getting same types of question and you will do mistakes, because they will just you know change some phrasing or rephrasing or words and answer will change. So please don't do this. One time you have to practice only one question. During practice, just trying to understand before actually responding. Now, another part, uh, because you know that all CISSP and CCSP have some keyword like most, best, primarily, first, least, right? Then you have a main. These keywords, very careful about these keywords, because these keywords change whole questions perspective. So you know that if you are reading, very careful about these keywords. Now I'm saying, just I am highlighting two questions, then you can understand how actually it will change perspective. So for example, what is most important resource to clear CCSP exam? Option A, ICU Square recommended book, and option B, your own notes. It's the IC Square recommended book, because this question is saying what is most important resource to clear exam. Now same question is saying what is best resource to clear CCSP exam 1 weeks before. Definitely 1 week before you are not going to go through your IC Square CVK book. Definitely your own notes. So your perspective will change. These keywords always actually change. Right? What is the first step to clearing CCSP exam? Reviewing the book, recommended book, or second, practicing the question? Definitely, first you have to review book and then practice the question. The first step, reviewing the book, right? So you have to understand the perspective, what question talking about. Okay, so all these method you can adopt. Now best method, I clearly highlight, right, your hot topic. If you know the hot topic, what is testable, what topic is highly testable, not highly, you can say 100% in exam. You know the resource, what you need to follow. If you know the exam format, already you know what is exam all about, 150 question 4 hours. Just you need to apply these approach to achieve this exam. Within 3 months you can easily clear this exam if you are giving every day 1 and 2 hours, right? Definitely if you're going for some training will actually save you, because they will guide you end to end, you know which path is good for you. Okay, so all these things you can just apply and clear this certification, because within 1 and 2 years CCSP going to, you can say CCSP is going main certification, and he will replace it. Definitely CCSP is going to replace CISSP, because of huge transition, you can say traditional your security model to cloud security model.